Quebec Soccer Federation says it's sorry and has backed down from its controversial position. The federation will now allow players to wear turbans on the soccer pitch. It also means the Canadian Soccer Association is ending its suspension of the Quebec Federation. And Rob, this is quite the mea culpa from the Quebec Soccer Association.
Well, it sure is, Caroline. And I want to read you something from the Quebec Soccer Federation's press release where they write, "If we offended or appalled some people, please know that it was not intentional and we are deeply sorry." Now, Caroline, in spite of that apology, it's pretty clear that there's still some anger. For the past 2 weeks, the Quebec Soccer Federation has been repeatedly criticized, even accused of being intolerant. And now they're saying sorry.
When you take position, you don't make friends.
Last September, FIFA, soccer's international governing board, clarified its position on the turban, saying it's acceptable as long as it's the same color as the jersey and doesn't pose any danger. But in spite of that, Quebec Soccer wouldn't allow it. And they raised even more eyebrows when they said if Sikhs won't remove their turbans,
they can play in their backyard, but not with the official referee.
Now I can say I'm sorry for that. If I insult them, it was definitely not my intention.
2 days ago, FIFA reiterated its position that the turban is allowed, and finally Quebec Soccer has lifted its ban.
FIFA is like God. They decide the rules.
Frustration, sure. For many Sikhs playing at this tournament in LaSalle, the question is what took so long?
Soccer belongs to the world, and turban, no turban, the kids should be allowed to play altogether.
From the World Sikh Organization, bitterness, especially towards Pauline Marois for not supporting them.
These are Quebecers. They're her citizens, and she needs to represent them as anybody else.
The whole story has also hurt local soccer. 20 teams from Ontario pulled out of this tournament in Pointe Claire after the Canadian Soccer Association suspended the Quebec Federation over the turban ban. That suspension is now lifted, but it still cost the Lac St. Louis League
close to $10,000, and which is a major part in our budget.
Still, for 6-year-old Resnam, this is a great day. He's already missed the first 2 weeks of his season, but his mom says he'll start to play next week.
All they care about is just kick the soccer ball around. As you could notice, that's all that they care about. So for them, it was a hard thing to understand.
Many Sikhs say there is a bright side to this whole controversy. They received a lot of support from Montrealers. And while some in the soccer world were slow to accept them, in some ways, they say, they've never felt more welcomed. Rob Lurie, CTV News.